I'm only dressed from the waist up. Hey y'all, I'm Brina Jean. This is my first video, so I guess this is an introduction video. We'll talk about me, a little bit about a little known disorder called lipedema that I have. It's a fat disorder. And talk about the fact that I'm about to move out of the state of California away from my hometown, like permanently. Let's go. These are our stories. All right, so truth be told, I've shot this introduction video about 5 times. I'm sure if you're a new YouTuber who's had a couple of maybe years or months of experience, you can relate. So about my name, Brina, long E sound. E says its name, Brina. Some people have said Brenna. It's actually Brina Jean. My household that I grew up in, like my close nucleus family, used to call me Brina, or still do actually. I'm a highly sensitive, intuitive empath, with which I've just begun to really accept this about myself. Being sensitive is something that a lot of folks who are sensitive try to fight. We try to fight it. We don't want to be seen as too much, too sensitive, too much of a crybaby. But recently, I have had some health events come up that have shifted my perspective around how I will deal and cope and thrive being a highly sensitive, intuitive empath. So here I am coming out as a HSP. I'm one of y'all. I'm a bit of an astrology nerd. So I'm a Cancer. Rising sign is Scorpio. My moon is in Sagittarius. My Venus is in Leo. And so is my midhaven in Leo. And if you know what this is, y'all, if I'm speaking a foreign language, don't worry about it. I completely don't worry about it. You skip this part. But my midhaven is in Leo and my north node is in Leo. It's a lot. It's a lot, fam. And my Mars is in Gemini. Struggling out here. Really struggling out here. Let's see. I said I'm an astrology nerd, but I'm kind of just a nerd in general. So I'm a professional engineer in my full-time job, my 9 to 5. I went to boot camp for a really long time. Engineering is not something that came like super easy to me. I don't have a degree. I don't have like a 4-year computer science degree. Although I went to this like experimental boot camp. And so I was there really long. Like I was there like 2.5 years, maybe almost 3. So when I think back about it, I'm like, wow, Jabrina, you could have just gone to college and got a 4-year degree, girl. Like, but I'm glad I didn't because I didn't walk away with a debt. So there's that. Videos. I also have another channel. So if you enjoy this voice, I do voice work. You can see my mic back there, but I don't do like commercial voice work or audition for like commercial. I don't like auditioning, so I don't want to. But I love creating guided meditations for folks. For me, for y'all, I love it. It helps me while I'm doing it. And I'm a person who likes to meditate quite often, regularly, to help manage my own anxiety. And we did talk about the fact that I'm an HSP, right? So meditation is a part of my self-care. If you want to follow my meditation channel, there's a link below to A Mind at Peace. And there you can subscribe to hear me provide some guided meditation. All right, let's deal with the real. I'm going to move out of the San Francisco Bay Area, like forever. I'm going to come back and visit, obviously, because I have people here. My people are here. Like my good friends that my chosen people are here, you know? And speaking of which, I am going to be moving out of this space that you see around me very soon, like literally at the end of this week. So the next video you see from me is not going to be in this space. And I'm going to move over to my dear friend's house, where we're going to kind of spend a month and a half, maybe 2 months at the most together. Not to say farewell, more like a I'll see you later. So we're just going to pod up is what we're going to do. We're going to pod up for a little bit and have a good time before I go. I hope to have really, really fun memories about, this really long sleepover that I'm going to do with my friends. Now, the fact that I'm leaving. So I'm originally from deep East Oakland. And I have to say that because my people will ask, what part of Oakland are you from? Baby, I'm from deep East Oakland. Let's get it clear right now. I know I code switch undetectably even. I'm from the deep East. The small town over next to us. It's called San Leandro. It's got a very racist history. Go look it up if you want to. It's the hood. I grew up in a hood. I did. I'm still in the hood. Today I live in West Oakland, which is quite honestly where my mother grew up after she left the South. Coming here, because I did leave Oakland for a little bit and come back, and coming back here after my mother passed away and living in West Oakland where I am now has been really helpful for my grief and my mourning. I grieved my mom a long time. And I write about her all the time on my blog. If you're a fan of my blog, I talk about her all the time when I talk on podcasts. And I'll be talking about her here too. I'm still processing her life, and I think that's how I'm grieving. West Oakland gave what it was supposed to have gave. It really, being in her stomping grounds, elders who knew her are here. Some of the relatives that are on her side of the family that knew her, look like her, sound like her, that I really wasn't connected to, I got reconnected to here. It really helped. It really helped. I even met, and this is a phenomenal story, that I might have to share with you in the form of storytelling some other way, but I even met my godmother's family. My godmother passed away before I had a chance to even meet her when I was a baby. And I met them. I found them. I didn't even look for them. It happened by accident. It happened by way of being in something called the Soka Gakkai International Practice Group. For those people, for folks who chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, yes, I was one of them. The Bay Area is an expensive place to live. I used to live in a one room studio that had a separate kitchen and separate bathroom, but it was a 1-room studio. Only 4 minutes away from where I live right now, so still in the hood. There's definitely gunshots popping off. There's definitely people breaking in your car if you leave something in there. There's definitely a liquor store downstairs. I love that liquor store, by the way, or a corner store. But that apartment, the market rate for that apartment was $1,650 for a studio. So it's funny, I've normalized these prices so much that I'm still having a hard time being shocked by them. But I know if you live anywhere else in the country, you're going, what? In the hood? You tripping, girl. You tripping. Yeah, in the hood, $1,650 for a 1-room studio. About 450 square feet is what we used to live in. And I split that with a person to make it more affordable for years. So I really just moved. When I moved here, I was like, it was the first time I had my own room with no one else in it in like years. And believe it or not, that's some people's stories. That's not that uncommon. There are some people who are like, oh no, I'll just rent a room like I'm renting now. There are some people who just rent rooms like I'm renting now. But then there's some people, to save money, literally bunk up and split a room like this. In the Bay, it's not uncommon. Survival. Like where I'm from in East Oakland, where, the hood as well, you're going to pay around $400,000 for like a
Oakland for some homes. There's quite a few houses available, but if I zoom into, which is, the area of the town that's historically most affordable, which is my old neighborhood where I grew up, and just look at the prices, this is probably the best chance I'll have of purchasing a home here in Oakland. And so On the lowest end, and I'm just looking at the map really quick, I think this is the lowest price I see, $399,000 for one bedroom, one bathroom, 420 square feet. And this is only a couple of blocks from where I grew up. And then from there, you're looking at spending between $400 and $500,000 for a two bedroom in that same neighborhood, and easily going up. And these aren't gigantic houses. This is probably the largest house. It's $549,000 for a two bedroom, one bathroom. And I, back when my mom purchased a home in this same neighborhood, she paid around $50,000 for it. And that was in like 1984. The house that I grew up in, is similar in size and spaciousness to this little home. However, when you look at houses across the United States in different places, some areas you see comparable, similar to the high prices that you find here in Oakland or the San Francisco Bay Area. But there are also a lot of places that have, you get much more house for what you are spending. And this is the main reason why I've decided to leave California.
So I would like to live an easier life. I don't want life to be as difficult as it's been. And I think what can take some of the pressure off is looking in places where the rents are cheaper, where I have the opportunity to save more, and it's more possible for me to eventually buy a home at some point. So that's what I'm going to do. So I don't about lipedema. I have this little known but very common fat disorder called lipedema. It's genetic. I was born with it. People are born with it. 11% of all folks assigned female at birth have lipedema. Very few people assigned male at birth have it. And I'm using the assigned female and assigned male because I am purposely including people who are often not included in these sorts of discussions and statistics and so on and so forth. It's erasure. If you don't like it, don't subscribe. I'll be doing that a lot. um, I'm ridiculous. So lipedema impacts the legs and the arms by way of fibrotic fat. So what is fibrotic fat and what does it do and how does it happen? It's diet and exercise resistant. So you cannot diet lipedema away. You can't exercise lipedema away. I know you're having a hard time wrapping that around, but what about science? What about calories in, calories out? That's just not true. That's not how energy works. And I've heard it all. I've heard it all. Take it up with Google, take it up with the scientists doing the research, take it up with don't take it up with the people who are trying to figure it out too, though. We're trying to figure this thing out as well. You cannot burn off lipedema. Yes, you can burn off non-lipedema affected fat. And, my body consists of lipedema and fat that is not affected by lipedema, both. How much of me is lipedema versus how much of me is not lipid? I don't know. Nobody does. Nobody can tell you this specifically or exactly. Not even an ultrasound. I did try because I'm dealing with my own internalized anti-fatness. And no, we don't know. So there you go. Lipedema breaks the lymphatic system and causes leaky lymph fluids to impact the rest of the body. And when it impacts, the fat, the lipedema part of you, I don't know how to explain this. The lipedema part of you says, oh no, baby. We're inflamed now. We will harden. We will become fibrotic. So we are safe. And the fat becomes fibrotic. don't know why I'm talking about it this way. The fat becomes fibrotic. And I've heard doctors who remove lipedema say it looks less like fat now and more like scar tissue. And the signals from the brain can't communicate with that scar tissue, saying use as energy. And so you don't burn it off, right? It's fibrotic now, and there's no communication. You can have lipedema removed if that's a good choice for you. It's not a good choice for everybody. It doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone can have their lipedema removed. It's a question that's been asked of me quite a bit. Not every insurance company covers essentially liposuction, because that's what you would use. It'd be specialized lipedema liposuction is what it's called. And very few folks understand what that means or how that's different and how to do that. So surgeons that can actually safely remove lipedema and provide follow-up care that makes sense are far and few in between. It is what it is, you know? Lipedema is still being researched. We don't know everything there is to know about it. There's a lot we do not know about lipedema. And so I won't be able to answer everyone's questions, not until researchers can. I did get an opportunity like maybe a year ago or more to meet up with Dr. Jamie Schwartz at Total Lipedema Care.
Oh, I mean, I think it's even up here.
Yeah, she found it up there. Dr. Eicher found it up there.
It's rare for me to see. It's rare.
See it up here and down here?
It's
yeah,
rare to see the stomach. I mean...
And those folks are always going to be in my heart. I love the staff. I love talking to Dr. Schwartz. We don't, like, all of our opinions aren't like, you know, lined up. I can be quite radical, sometimes. And yet I have a lot of love for Total Lipedema Care. And he's a surgeon that I want to work with specifically to remove a lot of my lipedema. He allowed me to record our appointment, and so subscribe to see all of it. I'm gonna be in my underwear. And it's a little, well, you'll see it. Subscribe, stay tuned. Well, I finally did it. This is my first video. I hope you learned enough about me and, well, enough about me. What do I mean by that? I hope you found this entertaining. If you did, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and check out the next video. You'll get a notification if you're subscribed when that video drops. Anywho, it's lovely meeting you, and I look forward to talking to you in the comments.